Thanksgiving, a night meant for gratitude, family, and peace. But in Jupiter, Florida, one celebration ended in horror when a man turned a dinner table into a killing ground. Inside a quiet home on Mohawk Trail, the Merhige and Sitten families gathered for Thanksgiving. Among them was Michael Merhige, 35 years old. He'd been invited by his parents to reconnect with relatives, his twin sisters, Lisa Knight and Carla Merhige, his aunt Raymonda Joseph, and his cousin's family, the Sittens. They believed this dinner might heal old wounds. They had no idea what Paul was truly planning. For years, Paul had battled mental illness, depression, paranoia, and bitterness toward his family. He lived off his parents' money, isolated, angry. He told friends he wished everyone in his family was dead. They dismissed it as dark talk from a broken man. But that hatred had been festering for years. At the Sitten home, everything seemed perfect. Dinner was warm and full of laughter. Little Michaela Sitten, only 6 years old, had just finished singing a Thanksgiving song before bedtime. Her parents, Jim and Muriel, were proud. The family felt whole again. Even Paul seemed calm, too calm. He smiled, chatted, and watched from the corner of the room. Underneath that stillness, he was waiting. Later that evening, Paul quietly stepped outside. He opened the trunk of his blue Toyota Camry and pulled out a .40 caliber handgun, one of several weapons he had bought in secret weeks earlier. He checked the magazine, walked back inside, and began shooting. The first bullets struck his sister Carla. Then Lisa, who was pregnant, collapsed beside her husband. His aunt, Raymonda Joseph, tried to escape. Paul shot her in the back. He moved through the house methodically, reloading, calm, silent. Relatives screamed and hid behind tables. Some begged him to stop. He didn't. Then, in one of the most haunting moments of that night, Paul climbed the stairs, walked into Michaela Sitten's room, and shot her as she slept. She had called him Uncle Paul. Her small body never moved again. Within minutes, 4 people were dead. 3 others were wounded. Paul walked out the front door, got into his car, and drove away into the dark. The peaceful sound of the ocean mixed with the distant wail of sirens. Inside the Sitten home, silence. Police arrived to what officers later described as one of the most chilling scenes of their careers. A Thanksgiving table still set with half-eaten plates, chairs overturned, the smell of gunpowder lingering in the air. A massive manhunt began across Florida. Paul had disappeared. For 6 weeks, authorities found nothing. No phone use, no credit cards, no digital trace. But investigators discovered his movements had been deliberate. Withdrawn cash, fake plates, motels booked under false names. He'd planned this massacre with precision. Then, on January 2nd, 2010, a clerk at the Edgewater Lodge in the Florida Keys turned on the TV. America's Most Wanted flashed across the screen, and there was Paul's face. The clerk looked outside, saw the man sleeping in room 14, and made the call that ended the hunt. Police surrounded the motel. Paul Merhige was found asleep, a loaded pistol next to him. When officers woke him, he didn't resist. He simply said, "You got me."
It's been a week since Michael Merhige's run from police came to an end thanks to a tip called into America's Most Wanted.
And as Angela Rozier reports, for the first time, we're hearing what he had to say just seconds after being taken into custody.
When members of the U.S. Marshals Regional Task Force burst into that Key West motel room last Saturday night, Michael Merhige had no idea what was going on. And once he was in custody, he spoke to the America's Most Wanted crew.
18 years of utter torment.
What do you mean by that?
I've had chronic medical problems, mental problems. It's been a nightmare. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Why have you been hiding out then?
I didn't even know what to do. I went several times to turn myself in. I was waiting for my parents to maybe make a statement and tell me to try to know what to do.
In court, he showed no emotion, no apology, no tears. Prosecutors called it a premeditated family execution. He pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty, receiving 7 consecutive life sentences without parole. His surviving relatives sat in silence. Some cried, some refused to look at him. And Jim and Muriel Sitton, who lost their only child, spoke about forgiveness, but their eyes said otherwise. Each Thanksgiving, they set an empty chair at the table for Lisa, Carla, Raymond, and Michaela, a silent reminder of what that night took from them. For the rest of us, it's a story that redefines family horror, a night meant for love turned into a lifetime of loss. Because sometimes the darkest monsters aren't strangers, they sit beside us, smiling, waiting until the moment they finally stop pretending. True crime, real horror, shadow lore, where every darkness hides a story. Subscribe if you dare.